Will you please do a video on the beauty of life? Welcome, Vanakkam, Swagatham. I was very pleased, encouraged by a request I received just today, in fact, barely an hour ago, from one of the members of our YouTube Sangamam fellowship that I do a video focused on the beauty of life. I was at once pleased and pleasantly surprised to get that request because it's for the first time that I get a request of this kind, and that's surprising in itself. Everybody likes beauty, but very few people want to know what constitutes the beauty of life. They would rather see beauty from a distance, beauty as manifested or exemplified in this person or that, and that's virtually physical beauty, which is external beauty, beauty in terms of appearance. So we would like to see beauty, but we would rather not be beautiful, or we are indifferent to being beautiful. And this is a problem that we have to become conscious of right at the outset itself. The second thing I want to say is that the beauty of life is in itself a vast subject. So in this video, I'll only cover some preliminary grounds, and as time goes on, we'll have opportunity to come to terms with or become aware of various other aspects in an incremental manner. So I request you to have patience with me, and before I proceed any further, I must thank profusely from the fullness of my heart the person who has made this request and given me the courage to undertake a reflection of this kind. Because very often we assume that topics of this kind will not interest anyone, because after all we are living in the media age, and in this age people are interested only in episodes, and among episodes the most dramatic, shocking and cruel ones like rape, murder, etc. And it's assumed that people do not have the patience to endure the process of seeking after ideas, insights, particularly insights of the deeper kind. And beauty is a deep concept. The first thing I have to state, beauty is a deep concept, it's a depth concept. Now, at the same time, I have to say that the cultural idea of beauty is not deep, rather it is skin deep. Often it is not even skin deep, it is only skin idea. It stops with the skin, it doesn't go even below the surface of the skin. When you see a film star, for example, you see that person, male or female, from a distance, and you see only the skin, the outward appearance. Of course, the person concerned has finely crafted features, the facial elements are beautiful, the complexion is beautiful, the physical structure, the shape, etc. That's fine, I don't deny that, and it is not something to be to be belittled. But I'm of the opinion, and I'm very keen to know what your opinion is, that beauty of this kind, beauty of mere appearance, is short-lived, and it is not of much use to life in general. It has entertainment value, but it has no existential value. I repeat, it has great entertainment value, it has no existential value. Now, let me introduce one of the simplest ideas about beauty, and then from there we can move further. Beauty can be understood to begin with as the harmony of substance and style. Obviously, I am deriving this instance or this insight from the background of literature. If you look at a novel, a short story, or a poem, you know that the beauty of this work of art, even plastic arts, painting, etc., music, theatre, this goes for art forms in general. Beauty is the blend, the harmony, the oneness, the sincerity, if you like, of substance and style. Style must be of a kind that blends with the substance. If there is a tension between, if there is a disequilibrium between substance and style, then the beauty of that poem, that novel, that short story, that work of art is suspect. Now, what does it mean? How do we apply this idea to life? What is the appearance of life? What is the substance of life? Now, we all deal with people. Some people disappoint us, some people give us a feeling of goodness, and there are a few people who give us a sense of awe and wonder. They are of course few and far between. So, there are these ascending orders, ascending levels of beauty. The highest form of beauty not only entertains or gives us that feel good factor, but also gives us that sense of awe and wonder. Beauty of that kind. For example, when we think of the beauty of the life of a great spiritual luminary like Lord Buddha, Jesus Christ, Prophet Muhammad, whatever, I mean, all other great personages you are familiar with, you are awe-inspired. Their beauty touches that level of awe and wonder, or it kindles that sense of awe and wonder in you. But we are not talking about beauty of that kind, because that's not something that we can easily attain. Perhaps we need not even aim at attaining beauty of that dizzy kind. Let's think of beauty of our day-to-day life in the light of this idea that I introduced from literature, the blend of form and substance. Now, substance is what is within us. Form is how we express that substance and make it palpable, intelligible to others. For example, I have some substance, my ideas, my sentiments, my good intentions, my love for you, my respect for my country, and the kind of discipline that I impose on myself just to be able to do some good work. So, all that is my substance. But if I only have substance and I do not have the style in which to express it, then the beauty of my life will not be experienced by you. The same goes for you also. For example, a housewife can be beautiful in the way she looks after her children, or deals with the husband, or cooks food in the kitchen. There can be a touch of beauty about it. For example, if there is somebody, imagine a housewife who maybe for good reasons feel always resentful, feels that she is being exploited, and life, she is having only a raw deal from life. She may be doing all the work, but the work that she does will lack beauty. On the other hand, imagine a lady, happily married, two beautiful children. She is proud of her house, and she is eager to express her love and her caring culture towards her husband and children, and they in turn value her, cherish her, respect her, give her a great sense of her worth. So, it is a reciprocal relationship which affirms each other mutually. Then she will not only cook, she will not only maintain the house, she will also try to do it most beautifully. Why? Because there is that fullness of something within her which thirsts to express itself in material ways. That is why we say, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. We can also say that out of the abundance of the heart, one cooks, one takes care of the house, one takes care of the children. Out of the abundance of my heart, I should teach if I am a teacher. Out of my abundance of heart, I should serve the people if I am in public life. So, where there is an abundance of the inner life, which then finds appropriate expression, the outcome is beauty. Then my life becomes beautiful, your life becomes beautiful. And therefore, and this is the second important thing I want to share with you, there are two completely different approaches to beauty regarding life. One is beauty as a commodity. And here you look for the beautiful to be served to you on a platter. You marry a beautiful wife. You have done nothing to make her beautiful. Her parents did everything, gave her the best education, the best emotional nurture, the best domestic culture, the best personal stature, everything. All that she is mostly her parents' good work plus her own initiative, and you got her as a finished product and you are happy about it. Now, that sense of happiness will last only for a short span of time. So, beauty as a commodity which you get ready made will keep you happy or will please you only for a short span of time. If beauty is to be incessant, unending, if beauty is to be an inexhaustible wellspring of happiness, then that beauty cannot be a commodity, it has to be an organic reality. An organic reality, which means that it continuously replenishes itself, it renews itself, which also means that it increases. For example, the beauty of a relationship between a man and a woman, a husband and wife, or parents and children, two friends, whatever, any relationship, the beauty of any relationship is that through the medium of that relationship, both individuals grow in their inner goodness towards each other. That is the beauty of that relationship. If that beauty is not real and beauty was merely understood as a commodity, and if beauty is a commodity, what I will do is that I look for the best friend available, maybe the richest man in my vicinity or in my school or college or whatever, or the most charismatic person, the most popular person, and then try to relate to him, but that relationship will be shallow. So, beauty as a commodity is short-lived, it is a very short shelf life, but beauty as an organic, dynamic reality, which is an inevitable aspect of a very dynamic way of life in which I cherish myself and I respect my worth, and therefore I am under constant joyful awareness of having to do my best in order to develop my inner resources, in order to enhance my personal beauty, which cannot be my physical beauty, which is a function of love. For example, when I taught, because I loved my students, I try to improve in my teaching year after year after year. Why? Because I, to the extent that I loved my students, felt an irresistible need to give my very best to them. It is that thirst to give my best which constitutes the beauty of my service rendered to my students as a teacher. In the process, I grow in my understanding, in my capacity to express, so on and so forth. And you can see that I still carry something of that capital earned in those days into my old age. So, that is the beauty, that is the beauty of life. Now, as far as the commoditized beauty or beauty as a commodity is concerned, there is very little we can do about it. For example, there is no point in my feeling jealous about Amitabh Bachchan or Shah Rukh Khan or all these Bollywood characters or Kollywood characters or Hollywood characters. I would be a fool to do that. What should I do? I should develop my beauty as I am and as I can be. in relation to that peculiar, unique human being that I am. There is none like me anywhere else in the world, and there will be none like me at any point in history. That's the kind of value I have for myself. And therefore, I need to improve myself. I need to acquire that inner wealth, that overflowing inner resource. Not only have the inner resource, but also have tremendous love for my fellow human beings, all I come into contact with, in any context whatsoever, so that I can impart that existential beauty, not commoditized beauty, but existential beauty to my fellow human beings. But if I try consciously to go around trying to impart my existential duty to others, then it shows that I am an ugly human being. This sense of beauty that I impart to others must be a byproduct. I should be completely unaware of it. My aim must be simply to enrich the life of others, to do the very best for them, and to kindle, awaken in them what is beautiful, what is noblest in them, rather than act as a catalyst for what is low and mean. So, what is the proof, and on this perhaps I will close for the time being, what is the proof that I have that existential beauty in me, irrespective of all the gross limitations of my physical appearance? Forget about physical appearance, that's not what I am talking about. What is the proof that there is this element of beauty in my being? It is this, that I can connect to the beauty in you. If, because of our connecting to each other, we kindle, we awaken, we call up, as it were, a sense of the beauty of life and a genuine thirst to move closer to that beauty of life, that existential beauty, then rest assured, I can rest assured that I have that element of beauty in me. Not only that, it's only because you have that element or that substratum of existential beauty in you that you can respond to the beauty in me. On the other hand, if you respond to whatever I do, unmindful of my intentions, unmindful of the nobility of my ideas, so on and so forth, unmindful of the worth of whatever I give you, if you respond in a very negative, demeaning, corrupting, degrading manner, an example of which we examined today in the earlier video, where I considered the response to Rahul Gandhi's instruction to his followers not to target Smriti Irani, then what it proves is, and that's the sad part, that that person concerned either does not have a sense of beauty about him, or, which is more likely, that he has that substratum of beauty in him, but he is not free to express that beauty, which is very pathetic. It is pathetic. This is a real tragedy of life. This is what should break our heart. Therefore, my friends, let me close for the time being, and I will be dealing with the subject more and more in the days ahead. The best thing we can do, both for ourselves and for others, is to be a source or a means or a catalyst that will appeal to this dormant sense of beauty in others. Every human being dreams of beauty, thirsts for beauty. It is this thirst that distinguishes us from other animals. We don't know of a tiger or an elephant or a rat or a cat or a dog dreaming of beauty. We don't know if they do or if they don't. Maybe some birds do. Why do they sing? Unless there is some stirring of beauty in their soul somewhere. We don't know. But for the time being, based on our ignorance, let us say, it is this very powerful thirst for beauty, which is often frustrated in the world in which we live, because our world is organized on a different principle. That's the tragedy of it. It is this thirst that distinguishes us from other animals. And therefore, it's all the more important for us, if we care for our humanity at all, to try and develop the beauty of being human as the topmost priority in our life upon this earth. I don't think there is a greater spiritual priority than this. There are people who think that the greatest priority should be to ensure your a ticket to heaven or ensure that your next birth is a happier one. I'm not convinced at all. I believe that if you can take care of the beauty of your being in the manner in which we are trying to understand, then everything else will be taken care of. All other debates can be settled on this simple question of beauty, because an awareness of beauty is so fundamental. It's at the very root of being human. That's why I fold my hands before the person who requested me to say something about the beauty of life. Of course, there is a great deal more to be said about it, and we'll have time in the days ahead to investigate this further. And let's make it a joint enterprise, joint venture. Please contribute your thinking. Please feel free to write to me on my email ID. You can also call me on my mobile number. By the way, just today, I've acquired a new mobile number. I'm going to set that apart for use to be used for this channel for you to call me. So if a call comes on that number, I'll immediately understand that it's a call from one of my YouTube Sangamam friends. And let me give you that number. The number is 907 455 3987. It's actually easy to remember. 907, then 455, 3, then 987 in the descending order. If you start with 987, 7 is the last digit. I repeat, 907 455 3987. You can call me on this number. You can also write your opinion in the column, the response column. Or as I said, you can write emails to me. My email ID is vthampu@gmail.com. vthampu, one word, Valsan Thampu, shortened as vthampu, all small letters, lowercase, vthampu@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to receive your responses and your suggestions. I'm sure your suggestions will enable me to do a more relevant and useful work. It will enable me to think better. And I have to say that I've benefited greatly through the many, many responses that I've got and I continue to get. And I'm grateful to each one of you for the extent to which you enrich my life. You, each one of you, are a blessing in my life. And I remain deeply grateful. Thank you. See you soon.